students, welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about an interesting topic related to communication topic. We're going to talk about air pollutants. So what do you mean by air pollution? Let us discuss that. Air pollution is any undesirable change in your air and you call it as air pollution. What are pollutants? These are the substances that are creating pollution. So let us discuss two important types of air pollutants. These pollutants can be categorized into two forms, primary and secondary. These are the two types of air pollutants. Most air pollutants come from burning of the fossil fuels and some come from burning of the forest. It can be man-made, it can be anthropogenic activities, or it can be the natural activities that can increase the amount of air pollution. There can be three major sources. It can be the natural sources like the volcanoes, it can be mobile sources, it can be stationary sources. So mobile sources ka example can be your transports, and there can be stationary sources like factories. There are hazardous substances that are secreted, emitted in the air, and this causes a lot of problems, right? So there are primary pollutants that are directly available to you all and they are directly emitted in the air and they directly affect the air. So they are called as the primary pollutants, while the secondary pollutants are those pollutants which are made up of the combination of two primary pollutants. So two primary pollutants combined together will form one secondary pollutant. So what are the examples of primary pollutants? CO, CO2, PM 2.5 or PM10. There can be SO2, NO, NO2, most of the hydrocarbons and most of the suspended particles fall under the category of your primary pollutants. They are directly emitted in the air. While there can be secondary pollutants like SO3, HNO3, S2SO4, H2, right, H2, and then can be O3, ozone. There can be PAN and NO3, etc. So there can be different types of secondary pollutants. Let us discuss some of the primary pollutants. Now, what is primary pollutants? Primary pollutants are those pollutants that are entered directly into the air. They are released by the natural processes, or they can be released because of the man-made activities. So natural processes like volcanoes can emit ashes, and these can be your primary pollutants. The human activities, the anthropogenic activities can also give a lot of pollutants. Now, the pollutants out of human activities, let us discuss that. So carbon oxides are given out because of the fossil fuels burning, half combustion or burning of the fossil fuels. Nitrogen oxides are seen because of the vehicles, factories, and because of the power plants that are there, because of the factories that are open. Then there are sulfur oxides. Sulfur oxides can be there because of the burning of the coal. Then there can be toxic heavy metals like mercury and lead. These can be because of the industrial uses. Also, mercury can be there, that is used in the smokestacks. Then there can be VOCs. Even the full form is important and they have also asked this in the paper. VOC stands for the volatile organic compounds. These are the compounds that are ever present and they actually impact a lot of humans because the respiratory problems are basically seen because of the VOCs. So you must have gone near the computers or the printers and you must have seen a very foul smell coming out of it. It is nothing but carbon and it's a kind of VOC. Or maybe you have newly furnished a place and you just went inside the room and you're not able to breathe. So you have these VOCs present in detergents, in paints, in plies, in newly furnished places. You have these VOCs. So there are carbon compounds such as methane. Methane is a very good example of VOC. And recently this question was also asked that how livestock can create problem. Yes, the raising of the livestock can also create problems because these livestock create a lot of methane and methane is a kind of VOC. So remember this. Then we have the particulate matters. These particulate matters are the solid particles that are present and they can be ash, dust or even the animal waste. They can come out of burning of the fossil fuels also. There are two types of particulate matters, PM 2.5 as well as PM10. So PM10 is of course having a diameter that is larger, and you can see that with your naked eyes, right? So you can see these particulate matters with your naked eyes, but they're of course harmful, but you can still see this with your naked eyes. Your PM 2.5 are very small. They are nano in size. They are very small in size. Their diameter is very small. It is in fact smaller than the strand of your hair. So these are not, you're not able to see them with your naked eyes, and of course they enter with your nostrils, through your mouth, and can create a lot of respiratory problems. So particulate matters and VOCs are very important human created substances that can cause pollution. They are under primary pollutants. There are certain examples of VOCs. Examples of VOCs and the common sources of VOCs are given. So we have acetone. Acetone is there. You see the nail polish remover. You see it in the wallpapers or the furniture polishes that we have. Then we have benzene. It's there when there are burning of the candle, stoves or cigarettes. You have carbon disulfide. These are also there. You have ethanol. Ethanol is a good example, also asked in the paper. It is there in the glass cleaners, dishwashers, etc. So you can take a screenshot of this picture, of this figure in front of you, and of course you can note it down. These are important VOCs, and these are the common sources that are there. Let us go forward. Then there are some of the volatile organic compounds. These come out of the food industries also. Now I see a lot of times VOCs are asked. Let us study one step further and let us see these VOCs that are released from the food industries. So VOCs that are called as the volatile organic compounds are found in the food as well as in the beverage manufacturing processes. So we have flavor and fragrances. These are also VOCs. Artificial flavors that are used in your drinks, your snacks, and when you are baking the goods are also containing VOCs like ethanol, acetone, which can create a lot of problem. Then they are included in the packing of the materials, like benzene is an important VOC that is ever present when the packing of the materials are done. Then sometimes while cleaning and while sanitation works, there is VOC that is released. Fermentation and brewing, cooking and processing. There are different areas from where the VOCs are secreted, and it can affect the environment. Then what are the health effects? There are definitely respiratory problems. Respiratory problems are caused by, say, for example, because of benzene. So VOC associated with it is benzene. There can be neurological problems. Various VOCs are found in the food, and because of that food, there can be neurological problems where brain cells keep on dying. There can be allergic reactions to VOCs that are found in the food. There can be serious diseases like cancer that can cause because of VOCs like benzene, etc. Right? Then there are the secondary pollutants. Now, as I told you, the secondary pollutants are formed when two primary pollutants come together. And the great example of this is the photochemical smog. Also, a lot of time this is asked in the paper. So let us talk about the photochemical smog. So it mainly occurs as a part of the photochemical smog. It is brown, hazy in color. It makes the air look very hazy and brownish, you can say. Right? The pollutants have a chemical reaction in the presence of sunlight. So there is this chemical reaction that happens in the presence of sunlight. Photochemical smog consists mainly of ozone, that is O3. Let us look at this picture. So there is sun, there is nitrogen oxide, and out of this VOCs are there, and your ozone, that is O3, is created. The pollutants in the photochemical smog. So there are three important pollutants. First is PAN. This pollutant is notable for causing eye and respiratory irritation. There can be HNO2, that is the nitrous acid. It is mildly toxic compound. Moreover, there can be some respiratory discomfort because of this. Then comes the nitric acid, HNO3. This pollutant is very strong. It's a strong acid, and it can burn your skin and your eyes if it is in high concentration. right? So these are the various primary and secondary pollutants. Let us quickly revise what we did so that the things become clear. So this picture becomes very important for you all. I hope this is visible also. So there are primary pollutants and there are secondary pollutants. CO, CO2, particulate matter 2.5 and 2.10. Then we have SO2. Then we have NO, NO2. Most of the hydrocarbons as well as the suspended particles are related to your primary pollutants. While when two pollutants come together, they form your secondary pollutants, out of which we saw the example of ozone, that is O3, something that is very harmful for the human body. So there are examples like SO3, HNO3, S2SO4, O3, PAN, etc. Right? So what is your homework today? I really want you to comment down below what is PAN. Read a little bit about PAN because I have seen questions asked from this topic as well. So I hope you understood these things. If you have any doubt, you can ask me that in the comment section. You can write your questions and we'll surely reply to you. Thank you.